Hello and welcome back to my channel. I am Carisha and this is Integrated Life with Carisha. I am a licensed master social worker and I have been doing social work for the past 21 years. And I am excited to continue this journey. This episode, this talk, this thing right here is about that thing that some people know about and don't necessarily name: the mental load, the invisible workload as a mother, as a woman, that I believe we are innately different in terms of this particular area, because we come home from work and everything is done at work. Stuff may still be there to be done, but work is over and we may transition now to home. But before we get home, we have that thing going. The kids need picking up, the dishes need to be out of the dishwasher, the clothes is still in the laundry bin or in the dryer, or did I take it out of the washing machine and put it in the dryer, or did I take it out and leave it on the bed? Yeah, the house needs to be clean and I need to go to the grocery store, and the kids have a dentist appointment. My husband, his well check is coming up. He has a physical. Oh yeah, I also need to go to my gynecologist. Did I put it on the calendar? Did I remember to do that? Yeah. You are done, but not done. And so in this talk, I want to see how your system works. I know how mine work. As I said in previous talk, I write things down. I put it in my stuff book, and that's how I flow. But my flow and other people's flow might not be the same flow. So I want to expand on writing things down. I make a to-do list, yes. Check it off, yes. But that is just one aspect of the writing down. That's a mental dump. That's a, let me get it out of here, all the stuff I need to do right there. Then comes a transition where it's an active document, right? It is moving, it is shifting, and adjustment being made. Because once I identify, as I spoke about earlier in the previous video, recognizing the capability, my capacity, and all the responsibilities, my list becomes active. So a to-do list is, I have to go to the grocery store, I need to get the car wash, the vacuum in. My husband say he's going to change the tires, so I need to give time for that. I need to bring the car for service. The lawn need mowing. Did I call the person? Will my husband do it? I can't remember. Did I strip the bed this week or was it last week? So you list all the things that you think is needed. And then it is there. It's on a list. Okay. But that doesn't necessarily benefit you if you are just taking it from here to there in the long run. You want to do the list. I want to take it, put it on something so I can visually see it. That's step one. Step two is now I need to assign it some time. I need to put when it needs to be done. I need to shift it from passive to active. So it is not only working with me, I'm working with it. It is not only navigating and showing me, reminding me, oh, you said that you want to do this at 2 p.m. checking the time. It is now 12 o'clock. Okay? What else on the list is going to move you towards that? And the thing is, what most of us who are mothers and wives and sisters, but mainly mothers, because we have a secondary computer going on here. And you, if you understand what I'm saying, you list all the stuff that is always running, that is on the list, but never get done. You list that. And you let me know, how does that show up? How do you work through it? How is it that the integration takes place? Or do you just continue to have the list running, but nothing is ever checked off, crossed out, or anything? The secondary computer is that part that, because we are mothers and we have other little humans that we are mothering, caring for, and sometimes we have a big human, you know, the husband, who you are his secretary, you are his chief executive director, because the expectation is that you will remember. And we do. We really do. And sometimes it's our responsibility to shift that responsibility back. That's where, this is my responsibility, this is my capacity. Some of it comes from we taking responsibility for what the children could be doing, the husband could be doing, the grandmother could be doing, the aunt, uncles could be doing. So when we have this recording to remind us that we didn't do this, we should have done that, we are in this anticipatory expectation. And sometimes, if you manage it well, it works for you because it keeps you on your toe. You know what is coming next. So the anticipation is not a negative thing because it doesn't cause anxiety. When it comes to the anxiety portion is where you are just always on edge because you feel as if it is not getting done, the list is not clearing up, and therefore the load of everything, you're planning, you're expecting, you're anticipating, and that is a load that is invisible to your husband, to your children, to your boss, to your mothers, to your friends sometimes, if you do not verbalize it. And therefore the load is there. And sometimes we are not physically tired, we are mentally exhausted because of that mental load, the invisible load that is there, even more than, okay, the house didn't get clean. Because it's not that the house didn't get clean, is that I also need to do that report for work and the kids have a project. But it seems as if you are the only one who remembers that the project is due, the papers are needed, the construction paper, the glue, the marker, the stuff to do the thing, right? And therefore that load is mentally exhausting. But not only that, it creates a sense of immobility. Like there's so much to be done. Even on the outside, it may look like a lot to be done, but on the inside, it feels overwhelming. And what I would encourage is not just make the list, but make it actionable. And make it, in social work we talk about, making it achievable. Make the goal attainable, and you can chart it. See, is it progressing towards how you're wanting it to be? It must be measurable. Can I do this in the amount of time that I am allotted for it? And you must be able to see whether or not it is moving in the direction you're talking or wanting it to go. And this can be as simple as the dishwashing, or even the clothes being ironed, anything within the home, because we are not just mothers, we are house managers. And we can say, well, in this day and time, the woman doesn't need to be doing everything because we bring home the bacon too and all that. But realistically, for most mothers, for most women who are mothers and who are mothering well, they have the desire to be themselves and own their own authentic being and be producers and creators and all that. And they want to be the mother. They also want to be the wife. And they're all of that. We are all of that. But in doing all of that, we have the mental load where the husband, most husband, you can put in the comment if your husband, your partner is different. They defer to us knowing, recalling, even for their own self, even for their own health. You remember their dentist appointment, their doctor's appointment, their follow-up visit. You remind them. And that is one additional thing that is on you. Will that ever go away? I don't think so. Can we manage it better? Sure, definitely. But we have to make it practical, make it actionable, make it targeted, and set a time. When is it to be done? Not just that it needs to be done, but beyond you doing your list, these are all the things I need to do. This is the time it needs to be done, and then we are going to create a list. Important, urgent. If it's urgent, then there's some urgency to it, and that must be done now. And what is important? It is important to be done, but it doesn't have to be done now. And I know it may not be a familiar thing where you're writing things down and all that. Use the tools that help you. I use my calendar. I have all the bills, the due date, the amount listed on my calendar. Set it for repeat. I have a note section in my phone that I have what I'm going to be doing. I utilize AI computer system, but it's a calendar, AI calendar, that I link it to my phone because it comes with an app, and I can add things to the calendar from my phone as it comes up. I get a call to say, oh, the children need to come back to the doctor for a follow-up. Or we are calling to remind you that we are having this function at church. I have my phone, I open the app, put it, and when I come home, it's right there on the desktop, on the island in my kitchen. The kids can also add their things, wash the bathroom. The chores go on there, what's coming up, their activities. So I utilize that to structure. I put the date and the time of when it is. And what the calendar does is if I'm inputting the dates and the time and it conflicts, then adjustment need to be made. Can I do both, or do I need to utilize my community? And in the next talk we're going to have, I am going to stress the importance of community, your tribe, this village thing. I am Jamaican, and I am used to the idea of a village, the interwoven society, the multi-generational living. I am all for that because it offset not just the physical load, but if some of the mental load that you have can be shifted because it was on your list, it's on the urgent or important, and then you have tasked somebody else to do it. You have recruited somebody in your family, your niche, your friend group to do that. It makes the load lighter. Not that the load isn't there, but in hospice, I always talk about the fact that you may have 10 children, but there's that one who will always show up and be the caregiver. And I always encourage the primary caregiver to do a WhatsApp group or a family group chat for those people who are far away and say they cannot make it. I say, if you cannot be present with your physical help, send the money so I can hire someone to do what I may not be able to do. And in that, I always explain to the caregiver that caring for mother, daughter, sister, whoever they're caring for, when they are able to unburden themselves because they know someone else will step in, continue the work, allow them to rest, rejuvenate, and restore themselves, the burden is lighter when more than one person is carrying it. So the mental load for mother is different than the mental load for a father. And I would not diminish what fathers do in the home, but it is different. I think men have an ability to just turn it off. Women sometimes turn it off, at least turn it down, but because they know that they're essentially the person who is going to have to move this thing along, especially when it comes to the children and getting them from A to B, depending on where your mothering is, whether or not it's breastfeeding or toddler or pre-K, high school, there's a different load. So I would encourage that this week you make your list of all the things within a week. We're doing week by week. As we expand, we can do month by month, and within the year, 6 months. Make your list and determine what is urgent and what is important, and then make a time stamp, when, date, when, and who can assist. And also, I'm going to talk about the community. Start thinking about who is in my community. And I know sometimes it is difficult because you may be a single mother and you do not live close to your family, and therefore your community will look different than my community, where my mother is 3 stoplight away, my sister is in between 2 stoplight, and my other sister is within the same community as my mother. And so my community is different, and I do not take that lightly, that I am highly blessed to have that ability to call on my community. So my mental load is different, not because of only the fact that I am a person who do not carry a lot of mental clutter, but I am also a person who have learned how to harness the support that is around me. So write in the comment what one thing that continues to be on your to-do list every week that never gets done, and let's see if we can manage it together. Comment and let's identify how we can triage it, how we can set a target date, when to complete it, and also is it that urgent, or do we just want it to be done? And if we just want it to be done, maybe that is one less thing you have to feel as if it is a must, which then causes you to feel, low about yourself. Because the aim of this conversation is always for us to identify, recognize where we are, so we can see how we can best get to where we are envisioning ourselves to be, but also to recognize that we are capable and we are strong and we have the tools we need if we only look to see it. So as always, continue the journey with the integrated life. It is not about doing more. It's about how we can make our system our way of being more integrated, more aligned with the flow of our lives. And as we continue this journey, let's see where it leads. But this one thing I can guarantee: if you are willing to do the work in the beginning, you will see that it will flow. Do your list and check it: emergency or urgent, important or just, important, urgent. Is this an emergency, or is this just something I think is important to do? When you are done, assess and then identify a few people within your community who you think I can task them with because I trust them. And it may not be a lot. Uber Eats, DoorDash also does grocery. Do you want to hire somebody to clean the house? Myron Golden say, if you are able to pay somebody to do a task that will take up more of your time, pay them. So you will have your time to build the business and go harder, because the time you spend cleaning the house or mowing the lawn, you can utilize it to do something else, right? So the mental load of mothers is real. We know that. We don't need a PhD to tell us that we are feeling the ongoing talk about what to do next. I did do this, I do that. For next week, I want you to do your list and let's resume. As always, this is Integrated Life with Carisha, and I look forward in talking with you again. And like, share, and subscribe, and let's continue the journey.